In this video, you will learn about total revenue. In this video, you will learn to define the term total revenue. You will learn the formula for calculating the total revenue and the process of calculating total revenue using the formula total production times price. Total revenue is the amount of money the firm earns from selling a good before total costs are subtracted. The formula for the total revenue is the price times the total production, or P times TP. Information about Colleen and Boris's firm's revenue is listed in the table, as is their total cost and profit. In this video, we will focus on calculating the total revenue. The first column represents the total production of a good. For example, 4 is the number of printers Colleen and Boris's factory produces. The next column is the price per unit of the good. In this example, the price is fixed at $5 because the firm is assumed to be in a market where the price of a good sells for a fixed price no matter how much is sold. Some markets may not have this characteristics, and always check the price of the good before doing the calculation. For example, $7 is the price of a printer sold by Boris and Colleen's factory. The third column represents the total revenue generated by the firm. Let's take a look at the process of calculating the total revenue. Instead of putting the full table on the screen, let's look at the first 4 rows of numbers, starting with the line where the production is 0. The first step is to write down the formula for calculating the total revenue, which is price times total production. Next, locate the price column on the table and the price in the formula. Notice that the price of the good in the table is $7. Next, replace the price in the formula with 7. Next, locate the total production on the table and total production in the formula. Notice that the total amount of goods produced is 0. Replace total production in the formula with 0. Next, multiply 7 times 0, which gives 0. Next, transfer the 0 into the first row of numbers underneath the total cost. The first step is to write down the formula for the total revenue, price times total production. Pause the video a moment and see if you remember the next step. The next step is to locate the price column on the table and the price in the formula. Notice that the price of the good is $7. You may wish to pause the video and try the next step on your own. Replace the price in the formula with 7. Feel free to pause the video and see if you can try the next step on your own. Locate total production column on the table and in the formula. Notice that the firm produces 1 unit of production. Take a minute and pause the video to see if you can do the next step on your own. Substitute in 1 for total production. Pause the video and see if you can do the next step of the process on your own. Next, multiply 7 by 1, or do the calculation 7 times 1, which gives 7. Take a minute and pause the video to see if you can do the next step in the process on your own. Transfer the 7 into the second row of numbers on the table under the total revenue column. Now that you have 2 examples of calculating the total revenue, pause the video and see if you can do the final row by yourself. After working out the answer, continue watching the video to see if you have the correct answer. First, write down the formula price times total production. Locate the price column on the table and price in the formula. Notice that the price in the final row is 7. Replace the price in the formula with 7. Locate the total production column on the table and locate the total production in the formula. Notice that the last row of the total production column contains 2, representing 2 units of production. Substitute 2 in for the total production in the formula. Next, multiply 7 by 2, or do the calculation 7 times 2, which gives 14. Transfer the 14 into the total revenue column. Pause the video and see if you can complete the total revenue column. Pause the video and check your answers to see if you were correct. In this video, you learned that the total revenue is the amount of money a firm earns by selling a particular amount of good or service at a given price. The formula for calculating the total revenue is price times total production. Finally, you learned the process for calculating the total revenue.